Welcome back, Dido.
Thank you.
And congratulations for your baby and the new record coming up.
Thank you.
The first question would be, are you the girl who got away?
I was, but now I'm not.
What I understood is that it's your brother that wrote the song?
Yeah, he wrote the lyrics to the song, and I just love them, so I made them into a song. I wrote the music, but it just reminds me of a time when I was more restless, and that's what the song reminds me of. I was living in America for a while, and just for a few years, and I actually came back to England because I wanted to work with Rollo again, and I just really enjoy it. Just he gets what I do, and it's like he's an extension of my brain.
Really?
Or I'm an extension of his. Who knows? But
no,
he understands me. Yeah.
I wonder what kind of a songwriter you are.
You have those days where you just have an idea and you have to get it down, and then there's also days where I just get up and make a cup of tea and sit at the piano or sit with the guitar and just see what happens. Because often the best songs you write, in a way, are the ones where you didn't think you were even in a writing mood, but actually it's all sitting there in your brain. It's just you haven't given it a chance to come out.
What has been the main mood you had for the writing of this album?
I think a bit all over the place, really, because the songs were written over such a long period of time. So there's darker songs, there's lighter songs. It's like I went from quite a sort of dark time to a better time, after, like meeting my husband and having a baby, and, all of that was amazing. And then, but then there were times before that were sort of more restless or a bit more troubled. And so I think it's all there on the record, really.
After the writing comes the recording, of course. It's been a special recording because you were pregnant. Do you think it has influenced the sound of the record? Or
yeah, I mean, I think it changed the way I sang, but I don't know how much to anyone else. But for me, it felt different singing, and just sort of felt deeper and richer. And I loved having Stanley kicking my stomach while I was singing.
Did he?
Yeah, it was just like he'd always just start kicking and moving around, and I'd be in the studio and you'd see the whole bump move, and it's and I always used to just think, oh, he's dancing, and I don't know, it just was really sweet, and it's just been really nice because it's sort of, I'm sure it's because I'm his mum and I sing to him every day, but the one thing I know that will always calm him down is if I start singing, and that's a nice thing to have when you've got a baby. When he's having a, screaming fit.
He's a lucky boy.
Yeah. He might not think so later. He might be like, shout out, mummy. Yeah. But at the moment, he loves it.
Where was the recording session made? It was
all over the place. Some of it at home, some of it in hotel rooms where I was. I'm in America. Some of it at my brother's house. Some of it a few times in a studio properly, and but I think more than any other album I've made, I just wasn't really in a studio very much. It was all done just around and about, depending on who I was working with. Certain people, you just work in people's home studios and stuff, and technology is so amazing now. You don't have to be in a studio for months to do things.
So that's that's a traveling record.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, and it's actually very similar to No Angel in that way, in that each song was made in the time it was made, if you know what I mean, and then all put together afterwards, as opposed to an album like Life for Rent. We booked into the studio and we were there for 6 months, and we made the record, and it was all done in the same place. Whereas No Angel was just done wherever, because it was wherever I could get in a studio, And Safe Trip Home was all done in the same studio at the same time. So this is much more like No Angel in that way.
Yeah, but do you feel like, even though it's a record that was made all over the place, written, recorded, do you feel like this? Could you describe what's the thing that links all the songs together?
Yeah, I mean, I guess the thing that links everything is my voice and the emotion, but also me and my brother Rollo pulled it all together at the end. So the thing, when I think about recording this album, I am remembering, his garden shed, which is where we recorded most of it, and that's where we, pulled it all together.
What would be the advice you would give now to the No Angel Dido?
I don't know, actually, because I feel like, I don't feel like You know, I probably would have said practice guitar a bit more. You'll be happy later if you can play a bit better. But other than that, I think it was good because I was on tour the whole time and I took it all in my stride and it just felt really natural and grew really gradually to me. And I've always been someone, I've never had high expectations of life or anyone or anything. And I'm happy that way. I sort of go in with quite low expectations and then you're always nicely surprised. So
that's true.
Yeah, and I'm still like that now. And I think what happened on No Angel, I was just always like, really? Wow. You know, it just felt like that. It felt like there was 10 years of my life that I spent the whole time just going, oh my God, that's amazing. The thing that's been the loveliest on this record is, because I've never had Twitter before, you know, doing a record, is just being able to see instantly all the reactions from fans and which songs they like the best. And, you know, they're the conversations you would have had months down the line when you're on tour and you meet everybody and you meet all the fans then and they tell you what they like and da-da-da. But now they're telling you now, which is really cool. And actually it's good because then you think, oh, it affects what you might choose for the next single, or, you know, you can actually really have a connection with the fans even more. And which I love. And I'm loving hearing all the reactions to the record. And I think the thing that makes me the happiest is just how much people are enjoying it. And then I feel like, oh, you know, I just feel like I put everything into it and it's so nice when people enjoy it.
Do you think you'll be touring in France? Because that's what people are waiting for, actually.
Absolutely.
You haven't been here since 2004, I think.
I mean, that'll probably be one of the first places, you know. If we're setting off on tour, France will probably be the first place we're going because, A, I love it here, and B, it's near.
All right. One last question. 1970?
It's actually not the year I was born, but I like the jumper. It's making me a year older, but I was born in 1971, so, but, you know, the jumper's cool, so,
it is.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Dido, for coming to RTL2. Thank you.